Hello MotoGP fans. Welcome back to ZNGP today. Honda has confirmed the date for its 2026 MotoGP launch, an online event on February 2nd where the factory will reveal the colors of its final 1000 cubic centimeters RC213V. The announcement comes after a year of progress for HRC, new sponsorship with Castrol and renewed momentum heading into the pre-season tests at Sepang. Dorna CEO Carmelo Ezpeleta has reflected on a landmark 2025 for MotoGP, record audiences, booming attendance, and a championship storyline that captivated viewers. In a wide-ranging interview, he credited several factors for the sport's surge, from star power to strategic change, and looked ahead to the challenge of growing MotoGP into a global entertainment brand. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Honda will unveil its 2026 livery in an online launch on February 2nd, just days before the Sepang shakedown. The timing is deliberate. It gives the team a media moment to present its visual identity and messaging before the on-track verification of performance begins. After the rebrand to Castrol colors in 2025, the launch will also mark the closing chapter for Honda's current 1000 cubic centimeters RC213V era and set expectations for how the factory intends to translate its recent gains into a competitive 2026 package. For sponsors, fans, and rivals, the online event is the first concrete signal of intent, but the outcome will be judged once the bikes run in Malaysia. Honda's 2025 season showed clear signs of recovery. The marque ended a 2-year win drought when Johan Zarco took victory at Le Mans for LCR, and factory riders returned to the podium in Japan and Malaysia. Those results helped shift the narrative. Honda is not just rebuilding cosmetically, it's converting development into real on-track returns. That progress underpins the confidence behind the February reveal and gives the team a credible platform to push further in 2026. Concrete results last year mean the launch won't be judged on aesthetics alone. It will be judged on whether Honda can sustain and extend that upward trend. Honda's on-track progress has consequences in the rulebook. By moving out of concessions rank D and into rank C, Honda loses the blanket testing freedoms and unrestricted engine development it enjoyed. The sport's regulatory balance means more development must now be earned inside tighter limits. That change compresses Honda's tactical options during the season, forcing a sharper preseason program and careful allocation of development resources to maintain momentum without the old testing privileges. In practical terms, Honda must now convert its early gains into robust, regulated progress, a different managerial challenge than free testing and open engine updates. The factory lineup remains unchanged for 2026. Joan Mir and Luca Marini will continue as Honda's race riders, with Marini having secured a 1-year contract extension. That stability matters. Marini's analytical approach helped the team's development last season, and continuity in the garage should smooth the transition into the new cycle. Meanwhile, Honda's improvements attracted interest in the transfer market last year, with high-profile links to Pedro Acosta and Jorge Martin briefly reported, a sign that rival teams are watching HRC with renewed respect. The message is clear. Honda wants to reward continuity, consolidate gains, and present a calm front as it enters 2020 SIXS technical and sporting battles. Honda's February launch is more than a livery reveal, it's a milestone in a recovery story. After measurable improvement in 2025, HRC now faces the twin tests of performing under tighter regulatory limits and converting momentum into consistency. The online event on February 2nd will set the tone, but Sepang, and the races that follow, will deliver the real verdict. Ezpeleta opened by celebrating the raw figures, higher TV audiences, record attendances at multiple circuits, and a general uptick in engagement across regions. He was careful not to pin the turnaround on a single cause, instead stressing that success is multifactorial: better events, smarter presentation, and a product on track that viewers find compelling. Operational changes, improved broadcast packaging, and targeted promotion all play a role. Together they amplify the spectacle and make a race weekend feel like a global festival rather than an isolated sporting event. Yes, well, it's the direction we're heading, and I hope that we'll do better and improve every year. We're working hard and we think the things we've done will turn out well. In short, the CEO framed 2025 as the payoff for years of incremental improvements, not a lucky spike, and insisted the mission now is to maintain that upward momentum. One recurrent theme in Ezpeleta's remarks was the role of marquee figures in driving interest. Marc Marquez's return to top form with Ducati in 2025 injected narrative energy into the season. A dominant champion is a clear focal point for broadcast stories, sponsor attention, and casual viewers who might otherwise skip a race. Ezpeleta acknowledged the trade-offs. Dominance can reduce close battles on track, but argued a recognizable leader helps package the sport for a broad audience in the same way Valentino Rossi once did. That balance between sporting unpredictability and the magnetic pull of a headline star is a central programming question for MotoGP's future. I don't know, because this year has gone very well and there hasn't been a battle. Certainly having a leader like Marquez, like we had Valentino before, is positive for the World Championship. The message: great champions create storylines and viewership spikes. The championship's job is to preserve competitive depth while benefiting from that star attraction. Ezpeleta also addressed structural shifts on the horizon: Liberty Media's acquisition, regulation changes planned for 2027, and an explicit push to make MotoGP a global entertainment product. He expressed optimism about Liberty's capabilities and framed the coming years as a strategic opportunity to broaden the sport's appeal without losing its core identity. The challenge is cultural and commercial. Translate the visceral appeal of racing into a package that resonates in new markets, leverages modern broadcast and streaming tools, and preserves the sporting soul that existing fans cherish. They've bought a company that was working well, and we're very happy because we think they can do a lot. The challenge we have now is to turn the Motorcycle World Championship not only into an interesting race for fans, but into a global sport, a form of entertainment, and with that, maintain the spirit of the sport. That dual aim, grow and preserve, will shape decisions from calendar choices to broadcast innovations and the way MotoGP tells its stories. Finally, Ezpeleta put MotoGP in context with its feeder classes and heritage programs. While Moto3 and Moto2 are vital for talent development and the sports ecosystem, Ezpeleta was blunt that MotoGP occupies a different tier: the Legends, the Hall of Fame, and the premium entertainment product. He stressed the importance of celebrating history while building for the future, maintaining pathways for young riders while also protecting the flagship categories' prestige and narrative clarity. We obviously have to have 3 categories, and we always will, but there's a higher category. We have the Legends and the MotoGP Hall of Fame, and that's what we'll focus on. The emphasis on legacy and spectacle underlines Dorna's strategy. Keep developing talent pipelines, but present MotoGP itself as the sport's cultural and commercial summit. Carmelo Ezpeleta's interview reads as both celebration and roadmap. 2025's record numbers give MotoGP room to be ambitious. But growth must be managed carefully. Keep the racing honest, leverage superstar narratives like Marquez's, and work with new commercial partners to scale global reach without losing the sport's heart. As Liberty Media steps in and rule changes loom for 2027, Ezpeleta's priorities are clear: build audience, protect identity, and use stars and stories to take MotoGP to a wider world. Thanks for watching ZNGP today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!